Oh yes, it's the one on breakfast on BCfm, Ujima and Crystal Love Radio. So coming up next, we're going to be talking to the CEO of the Citizens Advice Bureau based in South Gloucestershire, and her name is Chantal Watts. Chantal, can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Fantastic, it's working. I'm so happy. Good morning to you, Chantal. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
So, Chantal, you work for the Citizens Advice Bureau in South Gloucestershire.
I do.
We are currently living in a cost of living crisis. What sort of things are you hearing and seeing on a day-to-day basis?
On a day-to-day basis, we are seeing people coming in who are unable to pay their energy bills. They are unable to pay for food. And we are having people having to make a decision as to whether they're going to heat their homes or whether they'll be able to feed themselves and their family. Since 2019, we've seen 10 times more people coming to us that are now being referred to.
Wow, 10? Did you say 10 times the normal amount?
Yeah, 10 times the normal amount, the pre-COVID pandemic amounts. We're seeing 10 times more people coming into us that will need to be referred to food banks.
Wow, I can't believe it. 10 times the amount as normal. It's not looking good, is it, Chantal, at all?
No, it's quite staggering, really. It's putting a lot of strain on our services. We saw a 34% funding cut this year as well, so it's putting a complete strain on our services. But we're trying to help everybody. We still have our open door sessions in Yate 3 times a week, and various other places around South Gloucestershire. So we're still trying to see people. We're still trying to do those referrals. We're still helping people with their energy bills. Again, we've seen a huge increase in that. We're seeing 5 times more people coming in with energy bills, energy issues, unable to pay their energy bills since 2019. So, yeah, we're very busy.
Yeah, you sounds like you're very busy. So as well as people struggling with the cost of living in their own homes and in their private life, organisations, charities like yourselves are also struggling.
We rely very much on the community spirit, on community funds, parish councils, town councils as well, the South Gloss Council, giving us funds for us to carry on with our open door sessions.
So if any of our listeners are struggling with their bills at the moment and live in the South Gloucestershire area, what can they do? Where can they go for help?
They can come to our offices. We're in Yate. We're open in Yate 3 times a week. That's Mondays 4 till 6, Tuesdays 10 till 3, and Fridays 10 till 1. We've also got outreaches in Bradley Stoke, Stoke Gifford, Cadbury Heath and Thornbury. So have a look on our website and you can see when we're open, and you can come along and we can either refer you to the food banks, we can refer you to our energy team. If you need to make a claim for benefits, we can refer you to our Help to Claim Universal Credit team, or we can do a basic benefit check to maximise your income and see what benefits you might be entitled to.
So you're based in the South Gloucestershire area, but there's also Citizens Advice Bureaus in Bristol and beyond, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
All right, great. So what specific help can people get? So in terms of energy bills, what is there available to help people at the moment?
It's very difficult because there are no cheaper options, whereas a year or so ago we could do a comparison site, check to see if they're on a good tariff, whereas now the recommendation is people don't switch over. We can help people budget within their means. We can give them some tips on how to use less energy. We also have funding to do some workshops. So if you know of a group that may need some feedback, some tips on energy, how to save your household money, we can do workshops on this. There are a few tips we can give, but on the whole, until the energy prices come down and the energy companies are a little bit more competitive, there's not an awful lot we can do regarding changing tariffs.
And in terms of the government support that's available, that is taking sort of some money off of our bills and stuff, how can people make sure that they're getting what they're entitled to?
come and see us, look on our website or come and see us, and we'll ensure that they're getting all their entitlements.
And in terms of in food banks, what can people do if they're not able to afford food at the moment? What are the options?
You can come along to us. We can do a food bank referral. You can go to an agency like South Gloucester Council. They can also do referrals. But what we will do is we will look at the income and make sure that you're getting the amount of income you should, because there are billions of unclaimed benefits out there, and the majority of the people that come to us, we can at least increase their income, even if it's a few quid a week. So we can have a look at that, look at how you can save, but go come along to us and we can do a referral.
Can you just turn up at a food bank, or is there a process before you do so?
I don't think you can turn up at a food bank. You have to have it's an electronic voucher now, and you have to go along with that voucher.
And if you're unable to make it to a food bank, for whatever reason, elderly or don't have access to a car, etc., how can that work? How can you still get food from a food bank?
I'm not actually sure, Marcus. During the pandemic, they were obviously doing deliveries, but they don't do deliveries anymore. So I suppose it would be back to that. If you how would you normally get food? If you have to go to a supermarket, you would have to get there somehow, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So I think if we talk to the individual food banks, they may well be able to do deliveries if somebody is incapacitated for a set time, but I don't think it's an ongoing, they don't do a delivery service anymore.
Yeah, my mum is volunteering at the moment for a food bank in Kingswood, so in South Gloucestershire, and she's actually volunteering to be driving around and giving sort of food parcels to people.
Perfect.
So there is some of that still going on.
Yeah,
at the moment.
I think it's the exception rather than the rule. I think on the whole, that if you can get to them, you can walk to them, you can get a bus to them. It obviously, the more they're having to deliver to people, it's taking their resources away from the actual food bank.
Chantal, when are bills going to go down then?
Oh, I don't know.
How's that going to happen?
We predicted this in November 2021. We printed an insights report predicting this crisis, which was before the Russian war. So it may have attributed to it, but it's certainly not the reason why.
They love blaming that, don't they?
But they love blaming that, but it's not that. We have an insights report, like I said, from 2021, where we predicted this crash of energy. So I have no idea. I'm hoping we can get through the winter. We can all struggle through the winter and pay our bills, and hopefully this time next winter, it would be better. But I wouldn't hold my breath.
So, Chantal, if people are wanting to find out more information about the Citizens Advice Bureau in South Gloucestershire and across the region, where can they find out more?
Just go onto our website, www.southglosscab.org.uk. Just Google us. It'll give all our opening times. It'll give what services we do. Can I just also plug, Marcus, that we have. We're running in the Great Bristol Run, so we've got Julian, Megan, Mark, and Maya. They're all running to raise money for an awareness for our organisation, and that's on the 14th of May in Bristol. We do have a spare place if anybody wants to run for us and raise funds, and we're asking for a minimum of £150 raised. This is mainly to raise awareness of our services.
Fantastic. And thank you so much for the amazing work you do in our communities. It's much appreciated.
Thank you, Marcus.
Have a good morning.
You too. Bye-bye.